My name is Zoog and I married Nikki on the 5th of November 2005, and we had 3 little kiddies together, and life could not have been better. I believed that I could do absolutely anything that the world threw at me in my own power, physically, emotionally, psychologically. I was just one of those characters that if you put something in front of me, it's something that I would have been able to deal with. Nikki was still breastfeeding our youngest son, and she felt a lump in her breast. She had just been to see the doctor, and they'd done the tests and what have you. And I saw a call come in from Nick, and then the words that changed my life forever. They say they're abnormal cells, babe. So I was just shocked. Pull over to the side of the road and say, okay, right, just settle down, babe. Whatever the issue is, we'll sort it out. So we went and consulted with a couple of people in terms of what the options were in terms of the treatment. Nikki did her 9 months of chemotherapy, all her hair fell out, and she was just the most amazing person through this whole process. She was proud to have no hair. She was proud to be someone that was fighting cancer. She was just so incredibly brave. We got through the chemotherapy. The lump in her breast had reduced to a size that was small enough for them to do a lumpectomy, and the extremities were all clear of cancer. Her glands were clear. By all signs, all tokens, we had beaten cancer. And I gave myself a little tap on the back. So obviously I knew we'd do that, well done, babe, high five. And then life kind of returned to normal for a couple of months. Nikki's hair started to grow back. It was a bit motley, but she did her best to try and style it. Then Nikki started getting some pains in her shoulder. I guess in desperation, Nikki went back to one of the physios that she had seen, and the girl said to her, why don't you just go for another bone scan, just to be sure? And I just remember thinking, no, if this has to happen again, I actually don't think I can do it. And then it happened again. There's been abnormalities in the bone scan. The wind was properly knocked out of my sails. Almost then, there was like a finality. This is it. And the results just started getting worse and worse. The cancer had moved into her lungs and into her liver, into her bones. So we started the second round of the fight against breast cancer. Nikki had always been a Christian, and I was not interested in God or Jesus or anybody. She started praying and getting her friends around. They prayed with her, and I thought, I need to be a good husband. I must maybe just support her in this whole thing, even if it's a big act. It's fine. At least I'm there and I'm loving her, and I'll be by her side, and at some point I'll just kind of turn the other way, pretend it never really happened. I got hold of a friend of mine, said, listen, meet me for a coffee. You got to give me the 101 on this Christianity stuff. And I said, Graham, how does this thing work? He said, you are weak. I said, excuse me? He says, you're weak. And it was that moment that I realized that I needed a Savior. And it was then in that morning that Jesus started revealing himself to me. And I told Nikki about the experience that I'd had. In the hospital, I was at her bed and I prayed, and I think I was quite cheeky. I actually said, Jesus, if you're real, reveal yourself to me. And please help us to get Nikki home. The moment I'd finished praying, a nurse walked into the rooms where we were and says, Mr. Haynes, would you like to take your wife home? And that was me. I was done. This Jesus dude is real, man. That's kind of how it all started for me. The weakness that I actually came to realize that I had, Jesus had died for. And Nikki lost that fight on the 12th of July 2013. How was she able to be this amazing woman through such a horrible disease and such a prolonged, protracted illness? The only reason she was able to do that because she knew that her final destination was secure. I honestly believe that the way that she fought and with the guts that she fought, she was doing that for the glory of Christ.